Thank you for listening to Dialogues on Democracy. I'm Joseph Marcus. As IFES continues to be a leader in political access for persons with disabilities, I met with Virginia Atkinson, IFES's Disability Inclusion Officer.
His approach is that disability is a result of a person's interaction with their environment. So rather than viewing people with disabilities as the object of charity or approaching it from a medical perspective, we believe that people with disabilities have equal rights as all other citizens.
For the podcast, Virginia interviewed Donn, IFES's Agenda Project Manager, and Yusdiana, Agenda's Disability Rights Advisor from the Indonesian Disabled Persons Organization, to discuss the specific issues and solutions to overcome barriers to political participation.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Yusdiana. Thanks for taking the time to speak with us today. Are there any common barriers that people with disabilities across Southeast Asia face?
There's a lot of common barriers across the region, not enough data related to disability numbers. So that is a problem for the advocacy of the disability and the civil society community. But also, if you want to make polling stations more accessible, there's no information really being collected to show which polling station has persons with a physical disability or wheelchair user on their voters list. In a country like Indonesia, 460,000 polling stations, you cannot just build ramps for every polling station to make it accessible for wheelchair users. A lot of them don't have an ID card or a passport, which is the main document a person in the region needs to register. So which basically includes them from the very beginning, from the electoral process.
Tell us a little bit about the challenges that EMBs face to increasing access to people with disabilities and give us some ideas on how EMBs can overcome those barriers.
I believe the challenges vary from country to country. The lack of experience and capacity and awareness of decision makers within the election management body is certainly a big issue, and the laws vary from country to country. The election management bodies need to make sure that they interpret the laws in a way that make an election as accessible as possible given the existing resources. I think EMBs also need to reach out more to their local civil society and disability community to work together on solutions.
Can you tell us about the barriers that people with disabilities face to participating in political life in Indonesia?
When persons with disabilities have to cast their ballots or run for a candidacy, they do not have equal access as others. The law that we have now having lack of some rights because the law only focus on, for example, education, employment, and health, but not talking yet about other rights, for example, political participation. Many polling stations are not accessible for persons with disabilities who use assistive devices. The poll workers, does not have the knowledge on how to assist persons with disabilities.
So you've mentioned a few of the barriers. Can you tell us a little bit about any success stories in the region that really stand out as doing a good job on including people with disabilities in the political process?
The ASEAN Human Rights Declaration has two articles really mentioning the rights of persons with disabilities. Can be a basis for persons with disabilities in the region to ask the fulfillment of the rights and also protection from ASEAN member states.
Probably the role model in the region are certainly the Philippines, where regulations from the EMB side make it easier for persons with disability to register to vote. They've set up to 50 voter registration centers, for example, in shopping malls, which are usually the most accessible public places in the region.
How has Agenda succeeded in trying to eliminate some of these barriers?
Agenda is the first regional network anywhere in the world on disability access. There's currently in 7 countries, 12 organizations. The idea behind Agenda is that the knowledge and the capacity of disability and civil society organizations is transferred to strengthen the advocacy power of all involved partners.
And Agenda enhance that work because I see Agenda is a place for DPOs, so build more confidence of the DPOs talking with the EMBs and other stakeholders in their respective country. We see that this research can be used to get more idea how countries have implemented these specific rights. It will be the first time that research focus on the rights of persons with disabilities and especially on political rights. Agenda has been very active in the development of ASEAN Human Rights Declaration. Now we are still continue the collaboration, especially because we have a plan to do like raising awareness of persons with disabilities on these declarations.
What are your future plans for Agenda?
It's extremely important that we allow the network to strengthen itself, to build the capacity of our participating organizations. But it's also very important to also monitor more elections in the region, using this data to feed into an index, which should be the outcome of our project in hopefully 2 years from now. That will allow us to basically identify how accessible elections are in the countries in the region.
We want to establish disability committee that we propose to be coordinated under the President of Indonesia.
For more information on IFES's work, agenda, and other dialogues on democracy, please visit our website, www.ifes.org.